Welcome to YOUCANIC. Today here in YOUCANIC we have a 2008 Toyota Camry with a 2.4 motor, and this is the hybrid system. We're going to go over how you would change the oil. A couple things you want to take into note when you're working on the hybrid system. You want to make sure that that key is not where anybody can just get in the vehicle and drive it off, because this vehicle can move on its own power with the power of the battery from the hybrid system, and so you won't actually hear the car start. So you've got to make sure that you've basically done a lockout tagout program on it so you don't get hurt. So you're going to block the tires, jack up the car, you're going to put it on jack stands, support it with jack stands and blocks so it's not going to fall on you as you have to crawl under and do the work you need to do. So we have the dipstick right here, and we have the oil filler cap. Right here up top. So, but now we need to go down below where we can drain the oil and remove the oil filter and be able to do the work we need to do down there. Alright, so down here under the vehicle we have our oil pan here. We've got some oil leakage clearly from probably from the pan gasket. Something done one day. But we have our drain plug right here that we need to remove to drain the oil out. So this is a size 14 millimeter bolt to be removed. Now this engine calls for 4 quarts, 4.5 quarts of oil. So when you're draining the oil, you want to make sure you have a container that's going to hold the 4 quarts, or the amount of volume that will come out of this vehicle. If not, you would have to be stopping it in the middle. Gonna get a new copper crush washer. This one happens to have a washer with a rubber thing on it, but this is definitely very old. So I'm going to get a new copper crush washer to put on. Alright, so I have a new copper crush washer here. We've had sufficient drainage of the oil. And we're going to tighten the drain plug good and snug. So right here is the oil filter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to poke a hole in it. So I poke a hole in and let the oil drain out, and that way when you undo the oil filter, you're not going to, it doesn't drain down and leak down the whole side. So just poke that hole, let it drain out a bit, and then we'll take off the filter here shortly. And now take your filter pliers, figure out how to get those in there. Alright, so we've removed the oil filter. Just going to clean off the housing here with a paper towel. Make sure you made sure that the gasket came off with your old filter. So you take your new oil filter, put just a nice bead of fresh oil on the gasket, and then be able to put the filter up there into place. Alright, so we've added our 4 quarts of oil. We'll add another 0.5 needed. And gonna let it settle down in a little bit, and then we'll check it with the dipstick to make sure we're good. So we've cleaned the dipstick off. We're going to insert, pull it back out, and we are right there in the perfect operating range. Now, of course, we would start it and prime up the oil filter, and so it'll probably drop down a teeny bit, and then we would add and top off a little more if needs be. You'll want to make sure, of course, you check your oil on a decent level surface, and you're good to go. But you'd also start your vehicle, make sure you don't have any leaks going all over. And so that's how you change your oil on your Toyota Camry of 2008 with the hybrid and a 2.4 motor. Thanks for watching YOUCANIC, where you can be the mechanic.